paradox of money is that when you have lots of it, you can manage life quite cheaply. Nothing is so economical as being rich. So says Robertson Davies. And that leads nicely into the topic of this video: spending like a rich person to save money. And if you love the sound of that as much as I do, watch the video to find out how it can be done. Hi there, I'm Michelle. Welcome to my channel where we talk money and having more of it. And while it might strike you as totally counterintuitive, there are actually situations where spending more money may save you money in the long run. And let's take a look at a few of these. The first one is ordering groceries online. And this is my absolute favorite one because I absolutely loathe grocery shopping in a grocery store. And it's not just because you end up buying way more than you initially planned. It literally takes me away from the more fun shopping. Now, it does sound like a luxury, but it really is a great way to stick to a budget. And if you can get into the whole meal planning thing and be organized around it, you can literally shop to that budget. In addition, you can price compare and make sure you are getting the best deals. Beware though, special offers sometimes aren't that special, as I have found out. So take a look at the same item that's not on special and make sure you are in fact getting the best deal. The second one is the cook at home meal delivery service. Now, I have to say I'm a little bit skeptical of this one and I haven't tried it out myself. But a blog from the recently financially independent person, as he calls himself, the money and I'll put the links to the blog below, explained how he used these services in his journey to become financially independent. And so it got me thinking that maybe it's worth a try. Now, the delivery boxes apparently come with easy make-at-home recipes. The ingredients are all exact for the recipe, and so you don't end up having to scrounge around to find them or buy a whole bunch of things that you may never use again. And according to my Google search on this, most proponents say that it is a great way to improve your cooking skills and cut down on waste because you can use any leftovers for the next day as your lunch. And it helps you stick to a budget. I'll watch this space as I'm getting enticed to try it out, the unskilled and unmotivated chef that I am, and I will give you some real life feedback on my findings. The third one is to buy higher quality items. And I like this excuse because I'm a bit of a luxury lover. But it's tempting when you're trying to stick to some sort of spending plan to buy the cheapest. And especially when it comes to those big ticket items such as appliances and sometimes even clothing. Generally though, the higher cost items do prove to be a little more robust. For example, when I moved to London, we invested in a cheap washer-dryer combo, which cost, I think, around £150. And 2 years later, we had to buy something new because it had given up working. And so we ended up buying a separate washer and dryer, which both cost around about £800 in total, and are still going some 12 years later. So basically, the cheap item cost us £75 for each of those 2 years, and our more extravagant purchase has cost us around £67 and may still run for a few more years, hopefully. So when it comes to clothing, the same applies. Shop for the best quality you can afford. Ignore fashion fads and consider previously loved. And you can save yourself from clutter and the planet from cheap throwaway clothes while you save money over time. Number 4 is to buy healthy foods. Our budgetary constraints may make it seem frugal to buy processed, less healthy items, but over the long term, this is going to have an impact on your health. And life is too short, and you are too valuable to get stingy on your food choices. Not to mention the temptation that to start to rise for you to go and splurge on takeaways to get away from the possibly less tasty, cheaper food you are opting for. And when it comes to health, cutting corners is not an option. We're thinking long term here, and we are looking to live a wealthy life both in the now and in the future. And being in tip-top physical shape is the way to do that. The fifth thing is having insurance. Now, there's no getting away from it. Insurance is expensive, and it's often one of the items we consider cutting or not having at all when we're implementing our savings plan. But it is as counterintuitive as the spending to save story is. A big emergency could prove hugely costly from a monetary or quality of life perspective for both you and any dependents you should have. Being smart about the insurances you do have could save you and your family a lot of money and financial hardship now and in the future. And the last one is my favorite: building fun spending into the budget. Being ambitious about your future financial goals and creating financial freedom is the way to approach money. But in reality, our time is the really scarce resource in our life equation. And not enjoying every moment that we have is the biggest waste. Money is ultimately merely the tool to enable us to make the most of our time. So how do we go about reconciling building our nest egg and still living our best life? Well, by planning and directing our money accordingly. If we carve out a specific amount each month to do something that is meaningful to us, we can keep going with our wealth accumulation plan while still living our best life. And it will be the most fun we've had because we've forced ourselves to be mindful about identifying what is important to us, as well as delaying our gratification to get it. And that's it then. It's official. Get spending. For more talk about the markets, money, and other things that build a wealthy life, pop over to herwealthiq.com and please sign up to my newsletter. If you found anything useful about this video or liked it, please let me know by liking it and share it with any other ladies who are ready to change their financial story. For financial education and money talk designed for women, subscribe to my channel. And thank you so much for listening to this entire video.